In this video, we're going to talk about order of operations, and this video could also be considered to be an extension of our earlier order of operations video, wherein we used only real numbers. Now we're going to use algebraic expressions. So just a quick recap. Our acronym for order of operations is PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So once again, the P, which stands for parentheses typically, could really be called parentheses in any kind of enclosures, whether they're brackets, braces, absolute value, etc. And exponents could be construed as exponents, roots, and radicals. And then we have multiplication and division. These two guys are on the same level, so we just do those left to right. And addition and subtraction are on the same level, so we're going to do those just left to right as they come along. So let's take a look at some examples. So first things first, let's work from the inside out. So let's take care of what's inside the parentheses. Well, there isn't really anything to be done inside the parentheses. We can't really combine the x and the 1. Those are not like terms. So then our next choice would be to distribute the 2 to both the x and the 1. So that's going to give us minus 2x minus 2. And we simply bring everything else down. Remember, don't take too big a bite. So now we can combine the x and the negative 2x because those are like terms. So that's going to give us negative x minus 2 inside of our bracket. So now let's distribute the 3 to each one of those elements. So that's going to give us negative 3x and then minus 6. Okay, let's take another example. Okay, so inside we don't really have anything that we can combine in here. So we're going to go ahead and distribute the 4 to the 2x and the 4 to the negative 1. So that's going to give us 8x minus 4. And we just bring everybody else down. Okay. So now we can combine these two like terms. So that's going to give us 9x minus 4. So now let's distribute the 2 to each one of the things inside of our braces. So that's going to give us 18x minus 8. And we bring down our x. So now we can combine the two like terms. So we get 19x minus 8. So let's take another example here. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and distribute our negative 2 inside the parentheses. So that's going to give us minus 18x minus 8. Go ahead and bring down everything else. Now we can do the same thing over here, so we can go ahead and distribute that 3. That's going to give us 3x plus 15. And bring down the other 3x. Okay, so now we can combine these two guys and we can combine these two terms. So that's going to give us negative 12x minus 8. Then over here, 3x plus 3x is 6x. Okay. So now we want to get rid of our enclosures. Now this negative sign is going to be distributed to everything inside the brackets. It gives minus 6x minus 15. So these two guys are like terms. So we have negative 12x minus 6x gives us negative 18x. And then the negative 8 and the negative 15 are like terms. So when we combine those, we get negative 23. So let's take a look at another example here. So we're going to have 2. That's 3. Okay. So inside of all of this, we have 3 different grouping symbols here. So let's work from the inside out. So we're going to go ahead and distribute the 3 to both of these expressions here. So that's going to give us 3x plus 12. Just bring everybody else down. So now we can combine these two terms. Okay, so now we're going to distribute our 3. That's going to give us 15x plus 36. Once again, bring everything else down. Now in here we have 2 like terms that can be combined. So 15x minus 6x gives us 9x. Bring down our 36. So now we distribute the 2 inside of our braces. So we're going to have 18x plus 72. So let's try a rational expression. Okay, so before we get started here, I noticed that we could actually cancel something out here. With our fraction, we could say 3 goes into 3 once and goes into 6 2 times. So that's going to leave us 2x plus 5. I'm sorry, that's 2x minus 5. Over 2 times x plus 1. Okay, so on the bottom here we can go ahead and distribute. So that's going to give us 2x minus 5 over 2x plus 2. Then here we can distribute. So that's going to give us 15x minus 27. So we're pretty much done here. You know, we could get a common denominator and so on and so forth, but that might be just a little bit beyond where we are right at the moment.